Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to FSP Racing Live Friday night. I'm your host, Shawn, and in the booth, as always, Milt Minter Jr. How you doing, Milty?
What's up? What a special night tonight.
Indeed.
Huge field in California.
Special night, and of course, you can probably hear it in my voice, I'm getting a little sick, courtesy of my eldest sharing his cold. So you have to bear with me being a little extra nasally tonight. Sorry, everybody. But yeah, we do have, should have a great race tonight, and as mentioned, we're going to have a special piece here, a little driver profile on one of our own, Den Francesconi, the number 16 car of the Sconi.com ride. As we've mentioned before on the broadcast, Den is a quadriplegic and drives with the keyboard with just the back of his hand, and his sense of sight and sound, can't even feel what he's doing. Really amazing stuff, and of course, talented artist. We'll get into all that later as a special video he's prepared for us to show during the race here. Meanwhile, we'll get right to our starting grid with the 2 minutes we got left in happy hour here. You see Isaac Johnson, the 72 car. Stop me if you've heard this one before, but he is on your pole tonight, with Ken Hansen taking the outside front row there as your two main points competitors this season too. So Ken Hansen looking to claw back a little bit of that points lead back from Isaac Johnson there. Bill Yarborough, some technical issues, but looks like he made the start tonight. He puts it third on the grid.
From the couch to third place.
Yeah, from tech support to third place. That's good to see Bill got in there. I'm glad he got his problem sorted. Dan Jones, the 007 machine, puts it P4. Mark DeSenza back on Friday nights here, back where he left off. 5th spot for the 3 car tonight. And Will Farmer starts 6th with the McQueen machine, number 95. Dennis Chamber, your Tuesday night winner in the Chicken Run series here. Same track, same mod, just a shorter race that we run on late Tuesday nights. He was your winner there, and he'll put the 10 car in the 7th spot to start. T.G. Reese, 8th, and Rick Castle, 9th. John Doucette rounding out your top 10. As far as other cars that turned a lap tonight, John Doucette, as I said, was 10th. Jeff Hale, 11th. Pops Margison in the 99. Puts at 12th. And our future driver of the night, lucky 13th there, Den Francesconi in the 16 car. 109, Rick Bisconner. Francis the Bandit Dittman. Sorry, everybody. And the 00, Brad Otto and Bill Farmer, our series sponsor and father of Will Farmer, is our last car to turn a lap in qualifying there at 17th. Everybody else taking provisional, including Ken Shea, coming back out of nowhere there. He's been missing for several months. Looks like he'll take the provisional tonight, starting the back in the number 91 car. 02 of Diamond Dave Simons, Ed Finley, John the Dog Palmer, Ryan Johnson, Bob Dixon, and league owner-promoter Sam Young also puts the 98 car 27th with a provisional. I think that might be the extent of our field there. Let me just scroll down. Yeah, that's it. I don't know who that dash and 28th is, but so we got a nice looking field out there tonight. All right, let's get right to it. Milty, let's put our broadcaster jinx on. Who are you picking? Milty?
I'm picking the 16 of Den Francesconi.
All right, that's a popular pick tonight. That'd be awesome if you could pull it off. We already had our first time Friday night winner with Brad Otto a couple weeks ago at Talladega. I am going to avoid the easy pick of Isaac. Take the other easy pick and Mark DeSenza. I say Mark gets back to his winning ways on Fridays. Puts the number 3 Wrangler jeans machine. Like I said, I can't talk tonight. I'm congesting as we speak.
The YouTube fans out there, Barrett McKay's got the 9 car. Definitely.
Barrett McKay picking the 9. That's
George
a solid
Washington,
pick.
The 1400, and
Betting all his shekels on Filmer. That'd be Will Farmer. That must be one of Will's friends.
Yeah.
Pace car is on the grid.
Drivers, to your cars.
And also Zoom Mike. Ken Soska in the house there, former admin. Happy Friday, everyone.
And we'll have the field forming up here behind the FSB pace car. And we have tonight, again, California Motor Speedway, 2-mile track, very fast. Drafting is always key here, even though it's not technically a super speedway. With these truck physics that these cars run, the draft is key. You have to manage the tire wear, though. If you use those tires up at the beginning of the run, you're not going to have the maneuverability to make the passes that you need to. This setup can be pretty loose on the start, so you want to be careful. You know, first few laps, get some heat in those tires. Don't make any real aggressive moves until the car is stabilized. As I was mentioned, a 2-mile track. We're going 100 laps tonight. Your pit window, about 24 laps, so it's conceivable to do this on 3 stops if we go green all the way. If you can save that extra lap of fuel, and don't be too surprised if you see someone try that tonight, Milty.
Well, the first thing you got to do is stay out of wrecks and try to move yourself up. The guys in front, they're going to want to stay up front and not get in those wrecks. This is a huge field, and we'll see how these guys handle cold tires and the start, and see if they can get to going.
See, on the left there's your pole setter leading them around the backstretch, and on the right, our man of the hour, the 16-car Den Francesconi. He likes to run these tracks where pitting is a little bit easier with the controls he has to use. That's a limiting factor for him running the full races, other than the sprints that he runs on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, and then just
pit road
try
entry.
to even fathom in your mind what it would be like to try to do that with a keyboard.
Yeah, pitting is hard enough for us. It's hard enough for everybody else.
With the steering wheel.
Yeah, with the steering wheel. Alright, pace car is off. Green flag in the air, and we are underway at California Motor Speedway.
He's got a lot of wins and definitely capable. But right now, what we need is some clean 2x2 racing. Let's get it going. That's what we're looking at with this huge field here.
I see 72 just gets the whole shot on everybody. Comes off turn 2 with a big lead, but this is where trouble can happen on these cold tires, and looks like everybody made it through nice and clean.
In car with Den, and he got by 3 cars there. Mark DeCinza got way loose, and somebody to the side of him, I didn't catch that.
Looks like loose. The 007's fallen back a little bit. They were about to fan out 3 wide around him.
Might have got into it, or...
Oh, we do have caution in the air already.
And we got a caution.
Looks like I may have spoke too soon about the...
gets in the side of Dan under caution there a little bit. Just a little bit of contact. Not sure what happened there. I think that was Will Farmer with the 95.
Well, it looks like I may have spoke too soon about that clean exit off turn 2, as you see the 80 and the 91 going through turn 1 and 2 there. And it looks like 80 of Ed Finley just got loose into the side of Ryan Johnson. Isn't that just typical Ryan Johnson luck? Hard into the outside wall, collects the 108 of Dog, and... who was that? Someone else went flying. Oh, the 43 of Bob Dixon got a piece of that too. So heavy damage for a few contenders early on.
Well, that's exactly what we were talking about, but really, those guys had no chances. Finley just lost it there, and...
Oops, I just realized I had the picture switched there. Let's try that again.
Oh, that's still really cool, even if it's backwards. You sir never cease to amaze me.
Yeah, still getting used to the control deck. Here, let's watch it again with the replay in the intended
Okay.
replay screen.
3 laps in, they're not going to pit unless you're injured.
Or unless you're trying real hard to make that fuel strategy work. Because now
Yeah,
you
if
can
you're
definitely...
in the back, why not? Yeah.
Exactly.
Seen Den get some spots here. What? Just a little preview of what you're going to see about Dan later is the multifaceted talents he has as a paralyzed guy. He paints with his mouth, and he paints. He's, you got the words for it, but it's he's
Paints.
commissioned.
Yeah,
He
he's
does
commissioned
like
artist.
state flags, artistry, and stuff. And there's so many videos on Sconi.com, YouTube that you can check out and orchestrated. I love it. He's got Joe Satriani music playing, and then he's like time lapse painting with his mouth, and you watch the whole thing that he's creating happen. Very moving to watch that. What kind of character, a guy has that, he got paralyzed when he was 17 years old in the boating accident.
Water skiing.
I've been water skiing on a lake I've been on many, many times. I've never water skied on it, but and what kind of character does it take for a guy to never give up and accomplish the things he's done? And it's a privilege for him to find us and want to be part of our league and race here, and to see the skills he possesses, the talent. You race against this guy and you're on the track. If you didn't know, you wouldn't know that he had any disabilities at all. He's out there competing at the highest level.
Absolutely. You don't feel nervous around him at all. Very good car control.
And also
good race sense.
Dealing with health problems, and he's also, by the way, talked to Jim Ray, former league owner, and he wanted me to definitely throw a shout out and thank you for him to be running the GNS as an admin. Something he envisioned and was hoping for the right guy to do, and just thinks that's
absolutely
very cool.
Yeah. Wednesday night we have the Grand National Sprint Series, short races, no caution flags, which is right up his alley. He doesn't need to worry about pitting, and he can just run whatever tracks he wants to do, and he competes. He's been very close competing for championships. He's won races. Just so glad we can do that for him. It looks like the lights are out on the FSB pace car, and we have 5 takers down pit road to top off. Look like they're led by John Doucette there in the 6 car. The O2 of Dave Simons. Looks like John the Dog Palmer. Who else we got back there?
Interested to see how much damage Dog got in that.
Francis Dittman. As I mentioned, the O2 of Dave Simons. Ed Finley might as well top off after getting caught up in that wreck.
The thing with Dan here is endurance, because in his position, the physical exertion it takes. Well, usually you don't see it. He practices on Friday nights, but doesn't try to run one of these races.
Yeah, he practices most nights with us, really. He stays out there as long as he can. It's always a pleasure to have him around. And we are coming off turn 4. I'm going to go side by side here on this restart. Right on board with Dennis Chambers in the 10 car, restarting P4. Look at what a restart looks like going around this big 2-mile track.
Well, and we seen what Dennis could do last week instantly. This is second Friday night race, but we know he's got serious skills.
Absolutely, and he executed to perfection on Tuesday night, and here we go green again. Ryan Johnson dropping low in the start, knowing that his car is badly damaged. We do have a no passing till the backstretch rule until 10 to go or less here at FSB, and so he's just moving aside to let people know they can pass him without penalty.
Look at that paint. Jim Salad, one of the sponsors on the 10 car there. Very cool.
Yeah, he's got it done up looking like the Dale Jarrett Quality Care Thunderbird from back in the mid to late 90s. Yeah, next season we are switching mods too to the 1998 Winston Cup mod.
Well, I'm gonna have to do some work, you know.
You're gonna have to download that and get it installed.
I'm gonna be texting you if I have any problems. You know that.
Oh, I know it. And looks like Dennis Chalmers looking low going into turn 1 and 2 here. Billy Arborough just swing wide, let him go. Bill knows how to take care of the car.
Absolutely.
You see our front two are starting to pull away here, but they're not going to get too far, not on their own. As mentioned, the draft is quite critical around here.
Whoa, boy, the 9 car way up there against the wall. But a great run coming off and getting all over the 72. You don't want to push up too much out of turn 4 regularly because it uses up your stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to fight it.
A lot of turning left. You want the car to just ease out of that corner. That looked a little aggressive there early, but he's still using a higher line, and now that was a great exit there.
Yeah, you can use the higher line to kind of carry the speed off the corner. But as you mentioned, you miss your mark just a little bit and you're cranking on that wheel and you're using up a tire. And I've said it many times, you knock the shiny off at the beginning of the run, you're not getting it back.
That's it, taking a look, let him know he's there. Chambers surveying.
Will Farmer looking low.
007. And T.G. Reese right behind him. Ding.
Haha, I fixed the multi counter this week.
All
which means I can run you up for 2.
Back there. He's ready to break out here. This could be the race for the 29. Kachinga, after a solid, podium last week?
Yeah, Will Farmer managed to snag himself a podium last week, I do believe.
He's riding on coattails here, baby.
Momentum. He was looking good on Tuesday night. We were in just a big 5-car battle. Cars passing each other every single lap in the last 10 laps on the chicken run there. We're all going at it. It ended with us getting together a little bit, but it was just a racing deal. A whole lot of fun, and Will held his own. He was up there. He was racing for that win. He's wheeling it. I mean, this kid, he's turning 17 next week. 4th of July is his birthday. And he'll be able to drive a real car here in New Jersey. I know a lot of other states it's 16, but here in New Jersey it's 17. Restricted 17, no less. But, so he hasn't got his real license yet, but he's out here learning to sim race with some of the best in the business. I just noticed he was missing tonight. Slim Jim Gately didn't make the start in the 23 car.
Yep, he did not.
Hopefully he's off doing something fun. I know he's usually busy over the summer. Lots of activities with the grandkids, working the garden.
Rick Castle in the top 10, solidly followed by our featured man tonight here, Den. That's your top 10. Pisconer 11th. Walters Mark DeCinza really hasn't recovered from that first couple lap close call there.
And since you mentioned our featured driver tonight, Den Francesconi, you see him on the right side of the screen currently in the number 16 machine. Let's go ahead and roll our video and fact sheet on Den. So here we go. So Den put this together for us, showing here he is painting as he uses his mouth on a paintbrush. I don't know if he has an assistant. He has to have someone help put the paints out, I'd assume. But as far as actual painting go, that's all him. It's absolutely amazing. I can't even begin to do that with two good hands.
He's got his wife doing that.
That's what I assumed. Yeah, his wife would help him. And then here he is. How he races on the computer. You can see he just uses the back of his hand. Behind, so. Yeah, I know, Milty. So yeah, just back of his hand on the number pad. He's got 4 keys that he balances over.
Look at that beautiful work. Patience.
Can even do the burnouts.
Able to move his whole body and like work it. Are you kidding me?
So absolutely amazing talent.
I've seen this before, but it just blows me away.
Is he? Here's his picture. Den Francesconi, number 16. He's what he tells me. It's a C5 quadriplegic is his diagnosis. All 4 limbs are affected by his injury. Paralyzed from the chest down. He can move his arms but can't feel them. No use or feeling in the hands. It was a water skiing accident when he was in 1980 when he was 17 years old, making him 56 now. And as mentioned, drives with the back of his hand on 4 keys. He can't feel his hand at all, so he just has to get the feedback from what he sees and what he hears to react. Yeah, we feel how much pressure we've got on the pedal. How tight we've got that wheel turned. Some people have force feedback in the wheel. Got none of that. He's just got keys that he can't even feel under his hand. And joined us in 2012 as you see Bill Yarbrough making a pass for second place there on Ken Hansen in the bottom picture here. And over the years has managed to accumulate 13 wins, which he's quite proud of, as you can tell because he's counted them. Hey, we all count them. I've got a spreadsheet. I know Isaac's got a spreadsheet, and he's won like hundreds of these things. But he broke it out for me. 2 Rookie Cup, as it was called at the time, 2 Rookie Aero 88s, and 1 Sportsman truck, and 8 in that Grand National Sprint Series that's, like we said, tailor-made for him with no pit stops, short racing, and Bill Yarbrough making a power move on the outside with little help from Dennis Chambers and the 9 car, Ken Hansen.
Finley's gone.
He retired?
Internet problem, I think.
Oh no, Yarbrough and Hansen around. Oh, just to wrap up the feature on Den here, as mentioned, he's an artist. We don't have a caution from that either. Den is an artist under contract with the Association of Foot and Mouth Painters worldwide. He's been commissioned, as mentioned, worldwide. He's been commissioned by the state of California, featured by former California First Lady Maria Shriver. He has a video with her up on his site. Just amazing work, amazing perseverance. We're proud to call him a friend and fellow driver, an inspiration to us all. That's Den Francesconi for you, folks. And if you want to see more about his story and his artwork, go on to www.sconi.com. And let's break back into the race here and see what happened to a couple of our front runners here.
He's my hero, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, absolutely. Next time you get down on yourself and say, man, I can't do that, go watch his video again.
Whew, wow, yeah.
It's like Ryan Johnson also had a moment, spun all by himself, also no caution.
I saw the smoke and tire.
Well, Ryan Johnson's back end has been shortened by about 3 feet, so that's no wonder he lost that car. This is loose enough to begin with.
Meanwhile, the front is turned into a torrid battle. Switching cars, and the hailstorm, Jeff Hale, is up there in P2. Got past Chambers. And this is the Jeff Hale that I remember and feared. Because he's coming.
Alright, this time I got the replay and live labels correct, and we'll see what happened here as Bill Farmer was making the pass on the outside for the lead. We're not going to call if Isaac came up or Bill came down, but that's where the contact was. And poor Ken Hansen's just innocent bystander along for the ride. Because they both spin to the inside, there's no caution. That happens sometimes in this game, and we're still going green. He might not have hit too hard. He might be able to repair that, get back in it if he can just catch a caution and stay on the lead lap.
6 cars on that lead lap, and we now have out of the in-care center, Ryan Johnson. What's up, bud?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Infield Care Center.
I say it that way on purpose.
You're going for the Miltism. Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 for that, just because it's working this week.
Right on.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson, our series admin here, checking in. Man, that looked like a tough break out there. He shortened that car up, and I guess just got a little loose on you there.
Yeah, it wasn't handling it, very good with the rear end all hiked up like that. It wouldn't come off turn, spin. I'm surprised it didn't spin at 5 laps for that. But
wow.
Yeah, I've been wanting to come up to the booth, but not like this. But oh well.
Yeah, we'll get you on in the post race one of these days.
That is racing.
Well, meanwhile, they're doing some racing out there, switching positions, battling the 007. Chambers is. This guy's a stud. I'm telling you what.
Will Farmer makes a move down low, yeah. That was a power move on the entry to turn 3 there, and he's sliding up the track but hangs on to it. Meanwhile, looks like Dan wants to pull a crossover, and he's going to try and get a tow off the 10 car.
Guys working the apron. See Chambers do that, and looks like he's going to make the pass. That is legal.
Yeah, you can go down below that line here. This is not a super speedway, technically, so that's not out of bounds. Meanwhile, you know who's liking this is the number 3 car you see in the right side shot. Mark DeSenza and Ken Shea and Rick Castle, Sam Young, they all want to see this front pack go at it and then slow themselves down and let the second pack catch up here.
Hill right up to the wall, using every inch of the track. And now he gets to run on Chambers. Can't make it work. Got to get behind. And here comes Farmer. We're seeing the inside pass in turn 1 be effective if he can make it stick. That's where I always like to go back in the day in the straight up cup mod and the original California.
Yeah, well, when you're running cup physics, when
different.
you're running cup physics, you got a bit more horsepower to help you with some of those moves.
Exactly. But it had to be a little bit later in the run like this while the tires are definitely in their sweet spot or starting to fall off. Yarborough has disconnected.
See, 007 holding it down tight
Tough
there,
luck for Bill.
Keeping off the 29. Good job there by Dan. Trying to get a little help from TG, but to no avail. They'll fall into line again.
Chambers has weathered the storm, and he's back all over the 72.
Yep, Dennis Chambers recently joined us a couple weeks ago out of Vermont. Apparently knows some of the tracks and racers that Francis Dittman knows too. They're both native Vermonters.
He probably knows some of the road courses too.
Now, meanwhile, we're 26 laps into this, and the cars who didn't stop under caution are trying to come in right now. Look at the 29. Oh, wow. Man. He hung that out dead sideways and hung on to it.
On pit road.
Yeah, we've got most of that lead pack hitting pit road right now. Right about what I expected.
I missed that. I saw the chat. That should have been on that.
Right about as I said, I noticed we were on lap 26. And like,
problems for the 16 or 4 tires for Den Francesconi, and we talked about pit stops for him, and looks like he executed that nicely. See how he
Yeah,
comes out.
yeah, he's down and away. Meanwhile, the 72, the 007, the 95, 29, they're all rolling off right now. 95 gets out a little ahead of Hale there. I kind of disagreed over whose piece of real estate that was. They're going to get it sorted out here through the apron. You got to keep it down on here. There's a very narrow strip of asphalt on the bottom, all the way to the back.
I just watched Scone exit pit road, and in my mind, I got that video in my mind of him doing that with his hand, and knowing how hard it is just to get out of pit road at that speed, just incredible.
Oh, and I just saw, the YouTube feed, like you said, is a few seconds behind. I just looked over at my monitoring of it, and I saw that Sam Young got sideways going into his own pit stall. So that's going to cost the 98 dearly. He's going to lose that second draft that he was in. Meanwhile, the 91 of Ken Shea.
Everybody in and out.
91 of Ken Shea, the three of Mark DeSenza, they're down and away. And
Really surprised. Those 2 studs there really need a caution.
Well, I think they had to lift when that wreck happened with the 54 and the 9 earlier. And so that just cost them a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a gap.
Absolutely, yeah. But those 2 guys get a chance here to get back in it. You better watch out.
I mean, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. As long as they can see these guys, if they get to racing each other, they can reel them back in. Although what they really need right now is they need to pull that 124 car back up to them. Get 3 cars in this draft. Or it's possible they'll merge here with the 10 car. You see the 10 is on the apron right now coming out as the 72 goes by.
Oh, Francis Dittman hard into the wall going into pit road. Slammed the car out of P5, staying out, hoping for a caution, but he just whacked that thing, man. That DQ fire chicken, they're definitely hammered. As he passes Brad Otto also back on pit road or in pit road.
We'll hop on board here with the 00 car, and he's just sideways, getting hard on the brakes. He hits the inside wall. When he said that, I thought he caught the outside one.
No, the inside, yeah. My bad if I said that.
Yeah. That's what I just assumed, because the end of pit wall there can be pretty treacherous if you slide.
Things getting spread out now. Guys all over the place. There's like most of this field that needs a caution. But the Cinza is the one that crushed it. And the 91, both of them, these veteran multiple winners and champions, all of a sudden, where did they come from? Are you kidding me?
Well, they were helped tremendously, like I predicted, by the 10 car coming out of pit road and getting passed by the main pack. Well, that bridged the gap. And there you go. Yeah. Now you got the 3 and the 91.
Boy, here they come. These guys are good.
Unfortunately for Den Francesconi, he seems to have lost the lead draft here. In fact, he's almost tail end of the lap. Thinking maybe he got a penalty and had to pass through.
Yeah, I didn't see the first part of his stop, but that can look good. Guys are all over each other, and man, Isaac Johnson from first to fifth.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a great big gaggle of cars right back at it.
T.G. Reese executed well. Ding. And
So glad I got the multi counter working this week. I figured out the problem after we went off the air last week. It's that when I was setting up everything with the software for the Elgato Stream Deck here, it all worked while I had the software up in my main screen. I had my OBS monitor up in the right. It all worked there, as long as I had the program in focus. As soon as it went to the background, anything that did a keyboard command didn't work in NASCAR 2003. And that's what's required to do the multi-counter, because the keys that I assign are keyboard commands that do the text file that creates the count. And so I just have to run the Stream Deck software as an administrator, and ta-da, it works in the background now.
Wow, that
technology.
sounded like Chinese to me.
Just like how TeamSpeak doesn't. Just like how TeamSpeak doesn't work when you're in the game. And you ever have that problem? People can't hear you, but you can hear them. If you don't run TeamSpeak as administrator while NASCAR 2003 is up, it doesn't work.
Well, you got Mama. There goes that man, Jeff Hale. I could smell from the beginning of this race that
It's like Mark DeCenza fell out, guys.
Oh man.
Oh shoot! Yeah, he's suddenly 17th.
Tough year for the 3-car.
Did he get dropped?
Yep, it's showing drop in chat.
Oh man, that's what I get for picking him. Yeah, okay. The broadcaster jinx is back.
Well, he's started to show his form again. So, after a tough year, and oh boy, Will Farmer down low. That's kind of how that line goes. That's not as close. I mean, it's close, but these guys are pros. They know that's how the cars are going to end up. Chambers taking a look now, diving down low, getting the draft in the 10 car.
Another thing to consider here, these guys made it to lap 26 after
He's
staying
come
out.
Up in front of, well, that's very dicey there because he got held up a little. The draft was so much, he kind of had to back off a little bit, but Farmer lets him get in there. Now he's going to try to replace the favor, but this is really close racing here.
Yeah, Will drops down. Yeah, he's got 2 cars behind him pushing, trying to take that shorter way through the bent front stretch.
Be more like I bet you Ryan Johnson would be, and try to stay around 5th and not get into this gaggle until the end. That's what I would be thinking. Ryan?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I wouldn't want to be battling right now this early. I'm in that pack. That's where I want to be. I don't care if it's 4th or 5th. But that's just me.
Yep, that's what I'd be doing if I was there.
Well, I think that's our skill level too.
Yeah,
these guys are.
I gotta get creative on how to win.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. And Chambers going down low. What great racing with this draft and setup. Close. Throughout the years, the league, all the people that put into making these setups, the constant revising and working and listening to the drivers, what creates these. There's always still stuff to work on, but going to be a new mod next year, but still the same physics, correct? So
yeah, exact same physics. So we'll use the same setups. These are just graphically 1988 cars. There's still the 2003 truck physics underneath.
Once again, got TG back there, the veteran. Known this guy for 15 years, I think. Back when he was racing DC Racing with the guy that was formerly one of the original FSB creators with Jim Ray, and I came along later. A bunch of Canadians. It's about 8 of us just racing. Called us Jim said, I'm going to call it FSB. So So there was 8 guys racing.
Yeah, Fresno San Bernardino, right?
Actually, Fresno Shell Beach.
Shell Beach. I keep getting that wrong. Oh my goodness, the 53
Wow,
of TG
that
Reese
was
and
close.
29. Yeah, they just about kissed. And TG's got his hands full coming off the
5
corner.
wide, 4 wide.
Well, that was a heck of a save.
Yeah, TG Reese fighting to get control back there. He had to pinch it down low off turn 2. All kinds of sideways.
That bumblebee, Ken Shea, we refer to him as Skiji.
Yeah, SKJEI. Looks like Skiji, but we say it Shea. Or he says it Shea, so we say it Shea. Which makes me miss the old Mets Stadium.
If I was to give you a top 10 of all the racers I raced against on an oval in my history at FSB, and how good they are, he would definitely be in there and probably way up front.
He is a monster on short tracks.
He's instantly going to be a competitor. I guarantee it.
Ding!
And there he is.
Yeah, he's a force to be reckoned with on short tracks. But here on this high speed 2-miler, he's pretty strong too.
19, 20 laps.
Yeah, I was trying to get to that before. These guys stopped about lap 26, 27 after having stayed out for the first caution. It's a 24 lap pit window. So you're looking for these guys to come in about lap 50 to 51.
Yeah, I think if you stretch it out enough, I think you can go about 25 laps.
Yeah, you got to save right from the start.
And if you're up front, though, not drafting, you're going to be more like 22, 23. So at least that's what the old notebook says.
Yeah, well, these guys aren't saving anything, especially Jeff Hales. He's looking underneath the 95 again.
And all these guys have notebooks, either in their head or on paper. I know Rick Johnson has a detailed notebook.
Got our Talladega winner, 31 of Brad Otto on pit road. That's an early stop for him. He's been known to try and pull some crazy pit strategies, so let's see if this one works out for him.
I think that would be a little early if it goes green all the way.
Especially since he's going to be on his own.
Try and get to at least lap 50 at the earliest before you want to go down pit road. I think you want to hit that 50 lap mark if it goes green. I think I'd feel a little bit more comfortable with pitting with 47, 48 to go.
3 wide again. +2 inside and out. Are you kidding me? These guys are getting it on here, putting on a show.
Yeah, once again, they are not saving anything right now.
The problem is, it looks like the draft gives you so much that you almost have to pass, but then you get passed back.
Oh, little contact coming off forward between 91 and 95.
But everybody keeps it going straight. Everybody keeps it out of the wall, and you're still racing.
That'll make your sticker picker. Dennis Chambers got a little run here, but now they got the lap car and Brad Otto is going to stay high. Bumblebee uses that.
Do a little side-by-side here. Absolutely, yeah, that Super V paint job done up for him by, I believe, Sam Young, our league promoter and owner, set that up for him. I'm going to put Isaac Johnson's in-car up on the right and your race for the lead up there on the left while I take a quick break. Turn it over to Ryan and Milty here in the booth.
looks to be solid right now.
Well, looking for a mean car, you see through the mirror that was real close. That gets your attention. See the 007 come up on him. And you're looking at what line to run here. Basically outside in, inside out. Outside out, inside. Try to get that run coming up. You see Dan Jones in his mirror not be able to make that. And now he loses a couple car lengths. He's going to have to work it up again. He gets the draft, comes out in. He's going to push a little on the nose and lose about a car length there. You want to get the draft on the straightaway and then try to get out of it like you see Isaac doing here, but oh boy, that's really sketchy right there. But the veteran 29 knows he sees the 72 go down low. He needs to back off too early to fight for that position. That's good racing, good racecraft.
And 29 might pull the crossover going into
Now
three.
he's gonna repay the favor, but Isaac is not giving him no room there, and he did have the momentum, so these guys are looking in the mirror and out front at the same time. And that's eyes twitching back and forth, back and forth. Take a quick look back at, obviously you want to look forward more, but you do take a look at that mirror and make your decision of what line you're going to choose.
Looks like we got a couple cars getting ready to pit. 91 and the 29, and now the 95.
Oh, Ken Shea down pit road, and see Isaac go out another lap with Chambers.
Yeah, we got the 007, 29, 91 all coming in together there.
52, gonna be 53 crossing the line. Still not within a one-stop window.
It's close.
It's close. It's close.
It's close.
You're going to see someone make it if we get green flag all the way.
Well,
through
this is exactly what you know, and we've watched you go, and we've said he can't make it. So we defer to you on this.
I think anyone who pits
there we
on...
go, Isaac Johnson down pit road. Right behind Dennis Chambers, really fighting it down low. Right there on Dennis's rear end. Isaac downshifting on the outside there. This young man just has so much skill. It's just marvels. Right there, that was... Almost got by him, but couldn't.
Hey, Cody Luke checking in the chat there. We got a lot of other first-time viewers out there tonight. I know Slice is Right joining me from the SimYard chat. Not sure who Not Autumn is.
For winning trophies sometimes. You know? Trophies.
Ooh, Pops Margison coming out of the pits. Ooh, he got two wheels up on the track for quite a while. Hopefully that doesn't net him a black flag for an unsafe exit.
Isaac and Chambers, well, obviously, we see all what Isaac has done in his young career, and you see Dennis Chambers show up. This guy's the real deal.
Here comes Shea to the outside. He's going to gobble these two up.
Yeah, but they're gonna hold on to that draft though, so they'll be okay.
Yep. Oh, didn't have a penalty.
No, he got loose. He just got loose, but he hung on to it. Wow. No harm, no foul.
John Doucette down pit road. Oh, Canada.
Pitting from the lead, TG Reese all by himself in a 53 car.
Nice smooth stop. 4 tires for the 6 car of John Doucette.
Not Autumn says, I'm such a big fan of Will Farmer. That settles who that is.
Well, that makes 3 buds in there.
He's got quite the fan club. Yeah, we need the Ed Fowler fan club back too. That was a fun night.
I'm a big fan too. What a nice young man. obviously, just awesome young fella, and does all kinds of things. I see in there, he's got a heck of a Minecraft server too. So he's multitasking all the time,
Mm.
We'll see how this pans out, though. Once again, things spread out. Den Francesconi still in the top 15. We'll see how it pans out. But battling, fighting, making pit stops, endurance is now critical for him because he gets tired, as you could obviously imagine. But what a solid run for my man there.
Yeah, he's the first car a lap down right now in 15th spot, so he is in the lucky dog position. Even though these are 1988 cars, we still use the modern free
to race
pass.
against these guys, folks. I mean, good luck. This is professional sim racing here.
We just don't get paid.
This is not easy. It's for the fun of it. It's for trophies, but it's for the fellowship. I think it's over 15 years I've been a member of this league, and not as a driver anymore, for now anyway, with work and everything, but still a broadcaster. And
we'll get you back out there, man.
Friendships and fellowships changed my life, My whole path in life was changed from a stupid little sim game, if you call it that, but prefer to call it professional sim racing and fellowship. And these guys can roll, and they're rolling right now. And guess who's in the lead there? You expect me to talk, Mr. Bond? No, I expect you to win.
Yep, there it is. 007, my friend and teammate Dan Jones takes the point. Yeah, he pushed me to a win here at California in the Winston Cup series. I sure wish I could be out there to repay the favor. Oh, Ken Shea caught a little piece of wall at the same time as Dan Jones got loose.
Skills. Ken Soska, it's a simulation, yeah.
That'll hook you up.
Yeah.
That shows you how quick this stuff can change. This is not easy. You think that, a track this big, this fast, set up this stable, it's easy? No, because you're out there trying to get every bit that you can out of it. You're trying to use every inch of track, and then sometimes stuff like that happens, but looks like everybody's no worse for the wear.
There's dudes solid on the wheel from all over the United States and Canada and the world right now in this server at the speed of light, and they think they're racing each other real, and it looks real and it feels real. I was just watching Dale Jr. talk today about another simulation, and this is the precursor to it, and the iRacing, and talking about how many real drivers practice, learn, and train on basically the same platform as what we're running here. And
well, Dale Jr., yeah. Dale Jr., Denny Hamlin,
they all ran NASCAR.
Martin Truex Jr., TJ Majors, who eventually became Dale Jr.'s spotter, Kevin Hamlin, who became another spotter. These were all guys that you saw around the NASCAR 4 through 2003 community that popped up around a site called Team Lightspeed back in the day. All those guys were there, and then they hung out at Dale Jr.'s site too. And I remember trading setups with Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex when the truck mod released. I didn't even know who they were yet. I had no idea these guys were about to break into NASCAR, but there we were just swapping truck setups. So okay, it was pretty cool.
We got 5 Will Farmer fans now. Occasion, he's going to be at every event every week here on FSB Racing broadcasts. So stay tuned.
The Will Farmer fan club continues to grow.
Speaking of Will Farmer, I think he had a great pit stop. He was with this league group before that last round of green.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I think he wasn't able to hang with them. He's kind of stuck right in the middle of the
5 seconds back here.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Fuel,
That might be a fuel strategy move,
can
perhaps.
you make it if you make a fuel run here?
Yes. A lot of these guys are going to be able to make it.
Is
Yeah,
that
anybody who pitted on lap
the
52,
leaders or
everybody who pitted on 52 can make it, in my estimation.
okay?
Now, the ones that pitted a little earlier, what was that? Was that Brad Otto with 55 to go?
Yeah.
I don't think that's going
negative.
to work for him, unfortunately.
People who pitted on lap 51, especially if they're out in the lead, like Jeff Hale is right now.
Yeah, that's
Man,
going to be.
that's
They're going to have to start saving this next run.
yeah, that's a tall order.
And with the race coming up to an end after the next round of pits, I don't think it's going to happen.
Bob Dixon getting out of the way there. Strong car just got lost behind there, but he's still running for points. Kachinga Will Farmer in the Rusty's car, trying to stay on that connection of draft with those lap cars.
Meanwhile, 124
Gonna be
Rick
tough.
Castle will take that lucky dog spot away from Den Francesconi. Actually, I stand corrected. That now is in the hands of Ken Hansen, who just got lapped. So, wow, Ken Hansen just now went a lap down after going for that ride with no caution. It's pretty amazing, actually.
Push him forward, but they've got they need a caution, definitely. Can that guy in the 91 nail a signature pit stop like he has in the past, going from first to fifth now? Lost a little bit of spots there, but with this draft and everything, it's going to ebb and flow.
We're going to look
You're
for...
going to start to see more defending, though, now.
Absolutely. There's no straight-up blocking until 2 to go, rather. But
it's more racecraft.
Yeah, you can take a line that's harder to pass, as long as it's not changing directions.
Yeah. I used to like that later in the race, if I was lucky enough to be up front, but most time I was that guy in like fifth or sixth, so to make the pass, you'd have to go under because the rest were defending it high and carrying the draft. Very difficult. Are Will and Bill dating?
Okay, yeah, chat's getting weird.
They're funner inside. Come on.
Yeah, that's
I beg to differ on that last comment, but
yeah, I don't know. A pretty strong case
Well, I mean,
could be made for the Johnson family.
don't mess with my son. Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, I don't know. Ryan will be the first one to scold Isaac if he makes a mistake. Hey, there's Slim Jim Gailey. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Slim Jim checking in
My
on
man,
YouTube.
the professor.
Man, we missed you out there, buddy. You see our lead pack
Look at this guy.
catches Bill Farmer.
My gosh, this is getting really hairy here. Sconner a lap down. He just didn't qualify well and was never able to stay with that pack after that first wreck. But still, it looks like he's got a good car. Just once you get behind like that, hard to catch up.
And there's a 31 hitting pit road, as we figured he would, about 5 laps before the rest of the field. That's just not going to be the strategy we're looking for.
These guys do not want to get lapped, but they know they have to give way, And
Yeah,
it sucks when you're in that position and you still got a good car, but
Well, Pops is still in a good position. 99 of Pops Markison hanging on there to 10th place, and the lucky dog.
Well, that's your shot. That Scotch Blue Ford, iconic. We called him.
Pops in the line. Ken Shea.
Pops, I think, and he takes Ken Shea out. That's my.
Oh, there's your caution.
There. Looks like Isaac got loose there and tail slapped Pops there. And that changes things.
That does change everything. And we're gonna restart. Probably at lap 75.
That's gonna be close. Pops.
Yeah.
Pops wants to be the lucky dog, but I don't think it's gonna happen now. And he's gonna be driving a Ford POS, I think there now.
Well, looks like Bill at the line. Bill Farmer is credited with the first car lap down, and the 10th spot, the 06 car. So that's going to be your free pass. Because remember, it's at the line after taking the caution, not at the time of caution.
Yes,
that's the way we have to do it. All right, thanks for checking in, Slim Jim. Have fun out there at the lake. I know it's a rough life there, bud.
It's a hard knock life.
Speaking of hard knock lives here, we're going to try and get this replay up for you. And here we have it. As you noted, the 72 came up the track. Wasn't quite clear of the 99, and it was on from there. Ken Shea, innocent bystander again there. And you see, as Pops tried to get it going again, it just took a hard right and nosed into the wall. I think he was trying to keep it going and keep that lucky dog, but just
leaders
down
happen. Pit Road. Your leader is Dennis Chambers in the number 10 car. Got in first. Got him a great stop there. 007 nailed it. Hale nailed it. Here comes Hale coming out. Here comes Chambers besides. Is Hale? It's at the line. I don't know. It's so close. It's Chambers and Dan Jones in third. Dan jumped on TeamSpeak a minute, but then, obviously he got busy there, so.
Not Autumn there in the YouTube chat asking how Mark DeSenza got 36 laps behind. Well, that's because he got disconnected. That's not a penalty. He just got disconnected, and he's not officially retired from the race yet, so it still keeps counting his laps rather than marking him out. Meanwhile, the 72 car has retired. I think Den said he wouldn't mind joining us in the booth. Milt, you want to see if you can get a hold of him?
Okay, I'll grab him.
You hear those cars clutching as you run around the track. Let's get on board with the 007. You hear that the engine shut off. Oh, Dan Jones joining us in the booth here. Dan, what's your call here? You gonna try and top this off and make it to the end?
Whatever Hale does, I'll do.
Well, yeah, teammate to teammate. I don't think even clutching under this caution you're gonna make it. I think you're gonna have to. If you want to try and make it on fuel, I think you're going to have to top off. If you think there's going to be another caution, I think you should stay out.
I think there's going to be another caution.
I'd have to agree with you after getting this field bunched up. But let's hope we see a nice green flag finish here. I was kind of rooting for that fuel mileage race to throw some monkey wrenches in our plans.
Yeah, that was going to be a good solid race at the end there.
Looks like you've just had it working all night there, sitting there currently P2 behind Jeff Hale. Looks like you've worked together pretty well with him all night long.
Yeah, he's been banging me and keeping me up to pace.
He's good like that. He's one of the best to draft with, and we are joined also in the booth by our man of the hour, Den Francesconi. How's the race going for you there, Den?
It's going good, man. I brushed the wall, gotten some dirty air behind Sam in that group in the top 10. About lap 18, I just brushed it a hair, and they had to beat on it for a while, so that killed my track position. So been fighting for it ever since.
We're wondering how you lost the draft on the stop. That would explain it. Now, when you're racing with the controls you have, as we see, our leaders are in fact coming to top off, just like I predicted they would, or recommended they would. Do you have the ability to access the F menus and make changes, like maybe tell the crew not to fix the damage in that kind of situation?
Yeah, I can check all that stuff. I haven't done much of it lately. I knew I wanted them to touch that, but they took a little longer than I wanted. So, but right now I'm just trying to get back into that top 10. It looks like I'm in 12.
Yeah, for a while you were sitting in the lucky dog spot, and then the lead pack went and caught some extra traffic just before the caution. But yeah, you're still sitting there. I see you got currently on the board at 12th spot. So hopefully...
Well, my plan was to stick with the top 10 for the whole race, and then hopefully get a shootout with like 20, 25 to go. That's where we're at. Unfortunately, I'm one lap down.
Well, you're not out of it yet. You can still catch the lucky dog spot, catch a caution, get back in it. How are you holding up? I know this is a long race for you.
Physically, I'm doing great, man. Everything is working well, and this was a great test to show that I can do this again. I think I'll do it on Friday nights, but not the rest of the week.
Makes sense, man. I'm glad you're having a good run out there. Now, as far as tracks, I know you've got some favorites. Where's this one rank in your list for running long races or even sprint races?
What's that again? I couldn't hear you.
I say I know you have a list of certain tracks that you like to run on or don't like to run on for these types of races. Where does this one rank in that hierarchy?
This one is probably in the top 3 or 4 of that. I like this track a lot.
Excellent. Well, pace car's off. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for giving us all the info and that video, and good luck for the rest of the night, Den.
You're my hero, bro. I love you. I'm going to drag you back down.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, Milty, for grabbing Den there, and thanks again, Den, for taking some time out of the race to talk to us under caution. We know he's got to concentrate a lot. And we're restarted here. Looks like Jeff Hale still holds the lead off turn 2 as everybody makes it through on these cold tires. But turn 3, man, Dog, 43 car of Bob Dixon, who we haven't talked about much tonight. Oh no! Dog gets into Den. Den's around left side, hard into the wall. Ah, exactly what we didn't want to see. Cautions breed cautions, and unfortunately that one collected Den. You see, they just fanned out 3 and 4 wide down the backstretch here, and when I saw cars going in low on cold tires, I was getting nervous. And we'll just see what happened here. Den and Dog kind of met in the middle there. Can't really call that one way or the other, but the net result is a hard left side slap for the 16 machine.
Yeah, we tried to time these interviews just right, but probably a little late there. Get his concentration right, but not too hard of a lick, and he should be able to keep going.
The good news is that's on the left side of the car, and if you have to choose a side to slap into the wall, I mean they're both not the best situation, but the left side slows you down a little bit less than the right. Meanwhile, Dave Simons is shown as your leader because he stayed out during all those top-offs. The 10 of Dennis Chambers has gone back down pit road to top off yet again. I don't know if I agree with that, because from here they should be able to make it.
Hit shade down pit road again. Maybe trying to fix a little damage or get 4 tires. He's in the back of the lead lap already.
Now, right back in this hunt is our fan club president here, Will Farmer in the 95, sitting P5. Right behind
the
TG
fans
Reese.
want to know what's up with the 95.
The fan favorite, Will Farmer. Filmer, he's been called many things tonight. McQueen. And you hear the cars still clutching under this caution. They can make it, but they still want to save every drop they can.
Alright, well, let's see if we can grab Will Farmer then here.
Yeah, the people demand Will Farmer. We shall give them Will Farmer. Meanwhile, the lights are still on the FSB pace car. Meaning we have at least one more lap of caution. I think this time by they should turn off, as you see a couple more cars heading down pit road to top off, including Will Farmer. And Will Farmer joins us here in the booth.
Give me 1 second, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, Will needs to hear his pit crew.
Farmer leaving pit road right now.
The lights are still on, it looks like. They're still flashing on the track. Alright, so Will, with this top off, I'm going to say you can make it to the finish, for sure.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that was the right move, but I guess we'll see, huh?
How
We
close-
got like 5 dudes in here watching you. George Washington, occasion, not on them.
Oh, no.
They want to hear you, but on TV, so there it is.
I sent them the link. I didn't think they'd actually watch it. What's up, guys?
They say you're a Minecraft master, man.
Yeah, totally. You know, I'm constantly on the grind. No, yeah, I don't know. This race has been, it's had some ups and downs. I'm really glad we got this caution, though. That this should set me up for something good, as long as I could get back up to these lead cars here after this restart.
Yeah, what happened on your first stop there? You lost the lead draft.
Well, actually, I got nicked a little bit into the outside wall, and that pushed me back. So then I couldn't really catch up to the pack going into that pit stop,
Yeah, a little bit of right side damage, and you have to lift, be out of throttle a little longer.
Yeah.
Cost you
That's all it
aerodynamics.
I don't think it actually did any damage to my aerodynamics as much as it just did to my track position, you know, because I had to let off on the throttle.
Right.
And at that point, I couldn't catch it back to the pack, so.
Yeah, there's not a lot of throttle response with these truck motors, and once you get outside the draft pocket, you just can't pull back into it.
No, it's gonna be tough on this restart here, so we'll see how this goes. Thankfully, we got a couple guys lining up on the inside. Maybe that'll slow some things down for me.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like we're going to take this restart at lap 80, I believe, which gives us 21 to go.
Want me to drag you?
I could get down to my team.
All right.
Hopefully this is an exciting finish for you guys, and hopefully it's an exciting finish for me too. We'll see.
All right, go get him. You got
Good
the
luck,
fuel.
buddy.
You got the plan.
Now
Good
let's
luck, man.
try to execute it. Let's get it.
All right, there's young Will Farmer. He's got his race sorted out. He's not going to need to pit for fuel from here on out. In fact, I think at this point, even if you catch a caution, you're not even going to want to get the tires. Milty, I don't know if you know this, but your mic is muted. Never can tell if you hit the button accidentally. Once again, Ken Hansen in the lucky dog spot. Pace car off, green flag in the air. Diamond Dave Simons leads us back to green. Francis Dittman dropping low to let cars go by. On the inside, he's got some damage down there amongst the lap cars. Not sure who it was, but it sounded like someone missed a shift going into turn 1. I heard a motor go sky high, and Pops is around.
Pops is around.
Pops has that bashed-in car. It makes it looser. Makes it looser, and here we got Ken Hansen. Really wanted to see this caution. Looks like he's going to try and race back to it, but he should just take his dog and be happy. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Pops again, just that damaged car. Couldn't hold it off turn 2.
Hey guys, thanks for showing up and watching. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's been a fun night. We got 16 watching right now, which is pretty good for us.
Live
on YouTube. No longer on Twitch. No longer on Facebook. I need to take those icons off of there. Oh, we still have a Facebook page. We just don't broadcast to it right now because Restream decided to charge for public pages to be broadcast to. Ew.
Well, YouTube's the best anyway. Best way.
Yeah, YouTube's the best. Nobody was watching on Twitch anyway, so when Facebook was came to the point where it cost money to do from Restream, I just canned Twitch to makes the lag, the latency a little lower for YouTube then, so it's a win. Alright, Dirty Kazoo.
Just begun.
Dirty Kazoo, is that you, Seabass? Or is that another one of the Will Farmer fan club?
How old am I? I'm older than dirt.
Yeah, I'm 41. A little bit younger than dirt. Yeah, my wife just called me an old man.
56.
I'm only 2.5 years older than her. It's her turn to join the Over the Hill crowd next year. Well, my sister just had a birthday 2 days ago. As I like to remind her, my much older sister, she just turned 50.
Hey guys, I just jumped back up in here.
Hey, Den.
Well, that all went to hell in a heartbeat.
The broadcaster jinx strikes again. We're so sorry.
We distracted you. We were trying to find the right timing. It was not good, but it is all. That's racing, first of all, and it was just a couple inches and seconds. And but it's all about you and what you've accomplished. And
I see you have retired the car too from 15th spot.
Yeah, I had to hop out. I didn't see the dog on that one. I knew 2 red cars were inside of me. I cleared. And then when I came down, I got, I clipped his front end and spun myself. But that really didn't mess up my car. I didn't hit anything hard, so I hope it didn't mess up his. But
yeah, dogs seem to be the worst for wear on that.
Last one, I know Pops had some issues with he looked a little beat up and he was kind of loose coming off that corner. And I was feathering it big time, just trying to wait it out. Everybody was bunching up, but I just put my finger out there and touched him, and he turned.
Yeah, it looked like he was just loose all on his own because of the heavy damage he'd already taken to the car. The caution, the caution that came out, that gave us the opportunity to talk to, he took a really hard hit, so that car was probably a handful.
Yeah, and I figured that was mine too, so I'm gonna have to take it. So I had to park. That's too bad. Anyway,
we appreciate all you do, man. Again, such a great story, and thanks for sharing it with us, and thanks for taking some time to come up here and join us, Den.
No problem, guys. Can't wait to see the broadcast, and hopefully next time it'll be a better one.
It's always fun with Milty and Den.
You sir are a stud. I'll never forget that.
Thanks, bud. Thanks, bud. We'll do this again.
You bet.
Betcha, buddy.
You bet.
All right, good luck with the rest of the broadcast. I'm going to go watch.
All right, thanks,
buddy.
Dan. Hey, good luck continued on those Wednesday night races and any future endeavors on Friday or other nights, man.
Yep. When we get the mile and a halfs, the 2 miles, and even the super speedways, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, and keep posting those paintings. We love to see it.
All right, guys. Good luck.
All right, thanks,
But
Dad. All right, so Den Francesconi officially out of the race there. But we thank him again for taking the time to share his story and coming up here in the booth with us.
well,
We got
he's
some
a
questions
humble
there.
guy,
He
too.
is
He
indeed.
didn't even really want to, have a spotlight on himself, but it's like he finally kind of gave in, and I think it's just so cool. I mean, to me, he's a hero. I mean,
And
can't even
meanwhile,
begin to explain that.
we've got some questions here from the YouTube chat. Got Ocasian, I hope I'm saying that right, asking how we became commentators. Well, Milty was doing this when I joined up in the league in 2015 or so. And he had been doing it with Greg Bernardo, sometimes with Jim Ray, even a couple other times with my former teammate, Mark Dillon Jr. He's just always been the voice of FSB as long as I've known it. I'm not sure how he got started in that, but when Greg Bernardo left and Friday night races weren't being broadcast anymore, I thought that was just a shame, because that was one of the coolest things about it, is that you got to show up on a Friday night, you got to go back and watch the race later. I was fortunate enough to have some, my first win and a few others, were broadcast on Friday night by Milt and Greg, and then they stopped, and I'm like, well, shoot, the league numbers were dwindling, people weren't showing for the Friday night races, so, after I won the second championship, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna retire from this. I'm gonna try and get some airtime for these guys, like the Jeff Hales, the Mark DeSenzas, Slim Jim Gately. These guys are great racers. They deserve to have their wins preserved, to go back and watch, and to use as a promotion tool for the league. Because it's been working too. People are saying they see the races, they want to come join us. So mission accomplished. I get to have great fun with Milt up here in the booth.
Well, he's
Get to
not
watch some
mentioning-
great races.
He's just not mentioning the six-figure salary, guys. I'm sorry, but he
Yeah, if
drains
only
my
that was
pockets.
true. We got
Him and
Sam
Bill
Young.
Wells in the pockets.
Sam Young, our league owner promoter, joining us in the booth. He snuck in there while you got me monologuing, like in The Incredibles there. Good to see you,
guys?
Sammy.
Hey,
looks
the
like
pace car is off here.
pace car's off. Jeff Hale's on the
We
point.
got some racing going on.
Jeff Hale on the point. Ken Hansen back in it, catching the lucky dog, I believe, right? And we are green. And we can make it from here no matter what anybody pulled on strategy. Everybody's got the fuel.
Are
It's
you
gonna be a heck of a
kidding me?
battle.
The O2 from nowhere, haven't even mentioned him. He was like 14th with nobody around him. He's in P2 right now.
Oh, Brad Otto gets way loose, but saves it in that 31 car off turn 2.
Dan Jones
Another question.
solidly in 3. He was definitely, wanting to talk to us, but we were talking to Dan. He'd come up, and plus we were dragging people up. We're just social butterflies here.
And other questions out there. Other question I saw out there was, why do we use 2003? Well, that's because it's the best. It was the last one that Papyrus made. And then they lost the rights to Electronic Arts, and those games were terrible. And the only other game
about iRacing.
The only other game out there is iRacing, yeah.
These are the guys that run iRacing made this game. So
Exactly.
it's the same platform. It's got a better user-friendly situation for less bang for the buck.
I might add that this game costs probably $70 on eBay average, and the tracks are free. The mods are free. There's about 2,000 tracks, about 150, 200 mods, all kinds of ways to race this thing,
Exactly.
and they're all free. The community continues to rebuild this thing. I want to say quickly, I'm going to get off, guys, but that Den Francesconi is my hero. Like you said it, Milty. He's something else, and I'm so glad you guys got a chance to show the world what he does tonight. He's amazing and a good friend of mine, and he's so much what he does for this league. And what he is going through in his life, he's just every day that I have a bad day, if I go and look at his video, I'll have a good day. It's that simple because I realize.
Yeah, I said something similar myself. Like, next time you think you can't do something, just go watching Den's video. Den's video over again, and
the guy wins races.
Kick your own ass.
He's not just out of your room. He wins races. He's amazing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
He's a professional sim racer.
Yeah, thank you, Sam, for putting that together and having the idea, and that worked out quite well, I'd say.
Well, thank Dan, of course.
We just wish that Den had a better finish so far. As TG Reese gets the piece of the wall there off too.
Guys, let's watch a good finish. Thanks for doing this. See you soon.
All right, boss.
All right, thanks, boss.
Thanks for showing up, Sam.
Sam hates it when we call him the boss.
I like it. I eat it up like candy, dude.
So did Jim Ray.
I like the motor. I like the motor. I do like the motor. See you guys.
Well, you're the
All
man.
right, thanks, Sammy.
There is a man. There has to be a man. It was Jim Ray, and now it's Sam.
Yeah.
And a great battle here with the Kachika
Dan Jones.
And,
Dan Jones also looking for the lead, and Dave Simon's trying to hang on to third there. Dennis Chambers around the outside in the 10 car.
Boy, that was close. Will Farmer just gets in front of the 53. Doucette been sniffing around all night like a Ryan Johnson run here.
Furthering and finishing out the point on
still right there.
Finishing out the point on NASCAR 2003. This was made by Papyrus, which became iRacing. Those guys, when they went off and did their own thing, they did some things that made a lot of people not too happy from the NASCAR 2003 community. So I know that I'm not alone in amongst people who just won't ever go there. But we continue to make these mods, and everything's free. You don't have to pay, money every year for the new mod, the new tracks, etc., like iRacing has, and it's just we're just keeping it going. As long as this game will run, we'll keep running NASCAR 2003. Some other questions I saw out there. We got Dirty Kazoo asking about Pocono. Yeah, it's Seabass. Pocono, I love Pocono. That's one of my absolute favorite tracks. When we get to Pocono on Friday nights and I'm not out there driving it, I halfway through the race, I'm just like, I'm just gonna strap the wheel in and drive anyway. I'm like chomping at the bit. I love Pocono. I love watching the races there. Yeah, it's terrible in person, but we love it here.
This is getting down here.
Absolutely, we're inside 10 to go here. Woo! Look at the old 007.
Chambers moved his way to the front there, but got pushed out.
Meanwhile, 007 looking low, bringing the 6 of John Doucette, the other Canadian. 95. Loving to see this racing. He's caught back up.
Got left.
Ken Shea's taken some damage. He was involved pretty heavily in a wreck.
I heard while I was pulling Den up in the racing channel, they beat on it a couple times, but the car is still good. But doesn't have enough.
Other question. There was another one out there.
9 laps to go here. This is coming down to it.
Oh, that was it. There was the Pocono question. Okay. Yeah, so we're inside 10 to go, and
here comes
it
Chambers
is
down low.
definitely go time. Chambers looking low, like you said.
Jeff's gonna defend
Has he got the help?
But Dan's gonna go with him, or maybe
Dan might shoot it up the middle. My goodness.
I think Dan's trying to get a good apex to try to make a run coming out.
Meanwhile, look at Will Farmer trying to tear his way back up through the field.
And Shea pushes up there with a great run. Chambers in the lead. Great pass. And he's using every inch of the track.
Right on board the 95 car as he watches all this crazy battling for position in the final laps here, and tries to get a piece of it himself as he's working on Dave Simons and on John Doucette. Seabass asking again, any tracks people don't particularly enjoy that are popular in real life? Pick it. If you name a track and someone will have a problem with it. A lot of people hate Darlington. I love it. I love Bristol. A lot of people hate Bristol. I despise Richmond.
You know he's going to give you that, but then he's going to get a run on the outside. You see the run. Got to stay down low.
We barely kept it off him. Had to breathe the throttle just a little bit. Meanwhile, 29's working the outside of the 007. Wow, they almost touched there in turn 3.
Nailed the tail here. And Farmer wants a piece of Will here.
Oh, look at that. Bill Farmer is back on the lead lap and trying to push this boy to the lead.
Papa's bringing the groceries right now. I don't feed, you don't eat. And here we go. Bill Farmer lost a little time there.
And you saw on board there how close Dave Simons came to getting into the 29 car.
Papa got a brand new bang.
And what's Ken Shea got left in that 91 machine?
Here, we got to get busy here. This is the race. Farmer forcing it down low on Simons, and pushes him wide. Simons did not want that contact.
But everybody keeps it going, and we're still going at it.
I mean, you do.
So now can Dan get the work? Can Dan get the help?
Get up to this group here.
Well, he's there. He just can't find the window.
Way to go here because they're going to creep on the 10 car. These guys, ain't their first rodeo, and Dan Jones knows that. He's going to work the draft, try to make a pass with 2 or 1 to go, preferably 1. You do not want that James Bond behind you at this point. And that 91. Where does he come from with that damaged car? How much damage did he get? Doesn't look like too much. Doucette in there too. He wants a podium. He wants to be on TV. Wants to be in the booth.
But it's going to take some co-opetition, as the recently retired DW likes to say.
It's going to take. I'm going to win this race. You see the 10 pull out of the draft move there, try to get the draft off. Just like
Here we go, coming.
TV. You want to play the simulation? It's pretty darn real. Now he's going to defend low.
White flag in the air.
This 10, this guy's been around, man. I'm telling you. Dan Jones has been around too, and he's going to force the issue here.
Yeah, he's hungry.
10's going to defend low here. That's what
I'd say stay high, stay high, stay high.
Low. Then come back up and get your apex. Perfect.
I think he should have stayed high, let him break the draft, and let the rest of the field push him.
Now he's going to defend low, coming out of this corner here.
Oh, and just in time for the finish there, you see Dan's connection starts getting wonky.
And it's your winner, Dennis Chambers.
Got the double zeros blowing up on the last lap here.
Wow, what a race. What a defend, what a skilled win by Dennis Chambers there. Welcome to FSB Friday night race number 2, and he gets a win.
Yeah, so Dennis Chambers, your winner. Dan Jones just couldn't find that window of opportunity he needed. Finishes second in the 007. Ken Shea with a wrecked car. With a wrecked car. We counted him out, but he comes back, finishes third. John Doucette, we see him wrecked there at the entrance to pit road.
Well, Barrett prognosticating.
There's the 10. There we go.
The 10, Dennis Chambers will win in California. Yes. Great job. And the burnout.
Hey, called that one.
Get some. Get some. Get some.
Rounding out your top 5, John Doucette in the 6 car is 4th place. Jeff Hale falls back to 5th. Bill Farmer 6th. Dave Simon 7th. Bill Farmer 8th.
There's Jim salad flying all over the place.
Yeah. Would that make it a tossed salad?
Yeah, absolutely.
Rick Castle 9th. Ken Hansen bounces back, gets back on the lead lap.
You get a ding on that one.
I did it. I rang it up. Ken Hansen 10th after being a lap down for most of the race, being caught in that. Dennis Chambers blew the motor doing the burnouts. That's hardcore right there. That is the way you do it, man. TG Reese, your last car on the lead lap, is 11th place. John Palmer, another one of our partially paralyzed drivers, paralyzed from the waist down, driving with the hand controls. He's another story, maybe for another night, another feature.
Absolutely.
But he finishes 12th spot, 1 lap down. Rick Bisconner, his teammate, also there, lucky 13. Pops Margison sticks it out with a torn up race car for 14th spot. Brad Otto got himself all out of sorts with his pit strategy, ends up 2 laps down. Bob Dixon in the 43. Francis Dittman blowing up on the last lap, the literal last lap. That's why it's that weird anomaly of being... Is he 6 laps down, or is it saying -0? Oh. It's hard to tell on my OBS preview there, but either way, he's 17th spot. And then Den Francesconi and Isaac Johnson retired in 18th, 19th, and Mark DeSenza disconnected. Gets credited with the 20th spot. Yeah, chat comment there. Can't do post-race inspections on the engine if it's in 1,000 pieces. Yeah, DW had that motor blow right across the line at the All-Star race that one year. Or the 600, something like that. Where it lasted 600 miles and about 20 feet. He'll never fess up to dumping the clutch and blowing that thing on purpose, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Also, that's your finishing order from here at California. Pretty wild finish there. Great green flag racing, green flag stops. We got to talk to Den, we got to feature Den. Just a great all-around night here at FSB in the home state for the league, California, as noted. It's Fresno to Shell Beach.
Yeah, Shell Beach is pretty cool, actually. Perfect weather.
So, Milty, if you could go round up our podium finishers here, and
let's do that.
We'll get the post-race show started. Got your points up there. I don't know if Ryan has updated them yet, but you see coming into the night, Ken Hansen only 15 points back. It was a tribute to DW. Yep, that was a DW move, all right. Yeah, so coming in tonight, unless Ryan's on the ball here and got the points up, I think that was before tonight's race. Now, this was race 8. We have 4 races left in this 12-race season. And I think, Ken Hansen's still within striking distance. Milty's down there gathering everybody up. Rick Castle hanging tough in there in 3rd spot. Rick Bisconner 4th, and Bill Farmer rounding out your top 5. Bill Farmer also putting up the hardware for the series this season. Very nice thing we do here at FSB. We have sponsors, put up the trophies, something to race for. Let's see if that includes... Where is it? Latest results. Nope, still haven't added. I clicked the wrong one. Alright, yeah, so that is the up-to-date points. Jeff Hale got your most laps led tonight, by the way, and fell back to 5th there at the end. Dennis Chambers misses it by just 3 laps there. See. He led 29 to Jeff Hale's 32, and we are starting to get our podium finishers gathered up here. I don't see Ken Shea yet. Did he dart? or is still down there getting them? Anyway, we'll talk to Dan Jones, your second place finisher. Man, what did you need to get around Dennis there at the end? You were trying everything but the kitchen sink, it looked like.
Yeah, he just needed to go sideways a touch.
Yeah, you just need him to make a mistake. That's all. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, I know, right? Good driving, Dennis. Good win.
Yeah, great job all night to you too, Dan. You were up there in it the whole night. It looks like you kept the car completely clean. I never saw it looking like you got into any kind of trouble, any kind of wall swipes.
No, it was nice and clean. I can run it again next week.
Nice. You know, as the de facto Pony Express team boss, I like to hear that. I like to hear that we have cars we don't have to fix, motors we don't have to replace. So good job taking care of the car, bringing it home P2. It gets good money. Good run tonight, man.
Thanks,
Yeah, Ken Shea finally joins us up here in the booth, and man, I thought your car was trashed. I thought you were wrecked. How did you come back and finish third in that thing?
Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't much damage. I mean, they pounded a few times, and that was it. And I took off, and I was surprised myself. But that could have hurt me, and I was just riding it out and having fun.
Yeah, you were just an innocent bystander in that wreck there.
Right, man. Haven't seen you in a while, bud, but you were true to form as usual.
Yeah, it was a blast. I had fun racing Dan and Dennis. And Dan, I've raced him for a while, and he sure has improved a lot, I tell you.
Thanks, Ken.
Yeah, these are
it was fun racing you.
Just the kind of tracks that are right in Dan's wheelhouse too. Now, Ken, I know you're hoping for some short track action, but you going to be running with us more through the summer? Or are you coming back, or just sort of a 1 week chance deal here?
Yeah, it's probably just a 1 week chance. Might be more this winter though.
Awesome. Well, we certainly hope to see you around more. Always runs strong. Great job again, bouncing back from that spin there. Meanwhile, we've got our race winner, Dennis Chambers, backing up the chicken run
Dennis,
there.
Man, I mean, this is the second time I saw you, but the first time was last week, and you obviously got serious skills and been racing this game for a while. What's your history in NASCAR 2003?
Yeah, obviously have a few years and been since 05 and various different leagues over the years, and yeah, just enjoy playing the game, and and as I know Shawn knows, and was kind of talked about a little bit last week, that kind of got interested in watching your guys' videos on Friday nights, which I thought was pretty decent, and obviously a tip of the cap to you guys as well. I mean, because you two guys, dedicating yourselves to do this every Friday night, I think that says something in itself. But like I said, so I kind of piqued my interest a little bit to come over and join. Recognize a few names, some I didn't, and like I said, so far it's been a blast.
Awesome. Well, great job again tonight.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
What did you learn stuff Tuesday night that you carried over to help you in the run tonight?
Not really, for the most part. I know I didn't tonight. I didn't qualify all that great. I didn't feel, at least versus Tuesday. But on the other hand, I wasn't really too concerned either, just because I know the type of race that went on Tuesday night, and I kind of figured if it was any type of race, what it was going to show tonight, it was going to be pretty exciting. And if you were my opinion, if you were anywhere at least in the top half qualifying wise, I think anybody had a shot, really.
Absolutely.
Well, you were great at using the draft, and when you got beat, you got right back into line, and you timed everything well. Great pit stops and no mistakes, and then at the end there, made your moves up to the front and took it. That was really awesome racing.
Yeah, great racing all around. Great strategy. Great green flag pit stops. We have 2 rounds of those. If not for that last caution, I think it was probably going to come down to a fuel mileage race. So, actually, this is a question for all 3 of you. If we did not get the caution when we did, were you guys going to make it? Let's start with Ken.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I didn't think so, as hard as you were racing.
Yeah, I'm not good at saving fuel.
Dan?
I shouldn't give away my secret.
He's good at going fast.
Yeah, he's good at hitting the loud pedal and hitting it hard. Dan, did you
Yes.
you had a strategy to finish it on fuel? Excellent.
Yes, I did.
And Dennis.
Yeah, I was good to go. I actually came in that one pit stop where top 6, 7 guys there did not, and I kind of figured, well, I'll take tires one more time and top off and do a bunch of clutching under caution, and I was way good to go.
Awesome. Yeah, I thought so. I thought you came in a lap after. Yeah, that's right, because I remember the field catching you as you were coming up to speed. So yeah, I thought you might have been good to go. So it looks like you had the strategy covered one way or other. Again, great job. Great job, Ken. Great job, Dan. Thanks for joining us here, our podium finishers. The question in the chat is where to next? Well, next week it's Darlington. Darlington Night, SBP version 8, one of my absolute favorite tracks. Wow. I'm going to be chomping at the bit not to jump out there and join you guys on the track.
Loose is fast.
Exactly.
Loose is crash.
You know how I like the oddball tracks and the ones that kill tires? Well, Darlington does both, so looking forward to seeing you guys out there next week. Thanks for joining us, everybody out there in YouTube land. Thanks again to our podium finishers, Ken Shea, Dan Jones, and Dennis Chambers. Thanks as always, my broadcast partner, Milt Minter Jr. I could not possibly do this without you. Thanks for everything you do, Milty, taking the time to help us. Of course, our series admin, Ryan Johnson, sponsor, Bill Farmer and Farmer Brothers Contracting, and series league and series admin, Sam Young, our promoter, as he likes to be called. Thanks for everything you do and putting it together tonight, and of course, thanks to our special guest, Den Francesconi, for sharing that video, sharing our story, and a little bit of time up in the booth with us. And so that's all we got for you tonight. Thanks again for joining us, everybody, in FSB Racing Live. For Milt Winter Jr., I'm Shawn Reap, signing off. Good night.